welcome back to my channel. Today's the first day that I'm doing a traveler's notebook page. I am using the crepe paper Snow and Cocoa. This is the stuff that I have left over from last year, and except for that pink notebook paper, actually that's watercolor paper, and that I did some ombre effect on it, and it's Festive Berries, which is a distressed ink, and it was an ink pad that I used. So the white pieces of paper, they're 8 1/4 by 4, and they are going to go inside of my traveler's notebook. And I really like working on the flat surface when it comes to doing these pages. But I can tell you, I am so glad I did it with this, because I made a designer change in plans, which if I had already had them in my notebook, I wouldn't have been able to fix. So, anyways, I'm using the Snow and Cocoa. Those are the branding strips, and you know, with the crepe paper, they're not the full 12 inches. They're like, I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches long. And this is perfect for going across the page. So I'm trying to use up the strips, and I'm liking the way that it's looking. I'm trying to make sure that, you know, the pinks aren't touching each other, and that there's going to be, you know, some interest to the eye. And I actually have 16 of them on there. I didn't realize I had that many pages, that many sheets that I had used, and this is left over for me from last year. So I put that tree on there, and I'm like, ooh, wow, this is way too busy. So I am only going to make like a header and a footer, and it's only a couple inches on both sides. And I want to make sure that the outside edge isn't white. I wanted it to have some sort of design to it. And I have no idea why I did it this way, why I decided to put my ATG on my background paper first before I did the strips. Oh my goodness. So yeah, learn my lessons and don't do that. It works out better for me anyway to put the ATG on the strip and then put it down. For some reason, I don't know what it is. I also wanted to mention that the lighting is a little different on this video. I got my daughter some lighting for her YouTube videos, and she's let me borrow it to see if maybe I want to get something similar to it. And even though I like it, I really like, you know, how much brighter it is. She only has one, and so if I do decide to get this kind, then I will have to get two. So, but thank you, Jules, for allowing me to borrow this. All right, so now here I go with my title, which is Home for the Holidays. Goodness, holidays was on that Fancy Pants Alpha. I got that in my Click kit. It was for the, you know, the Christmas collection, and that way I didn't have to spell that out. And I'm sorry, my friends are just blowing up my phone. And let me see if I can turn it down. Oh my goodness gracious. So anyway, so now I'm putting, you know, this black heart. It came from the Alpha, and it's chipboard. And I didn't want it so thick, so I tore off some of the thickness of it. And I go ahead and use, you know, quick dry glue to put that down, and then making sure that I've got the holidays in the right spot. Oh, and there's Sophie. She makes another appearance today. She was trying to get my tree stickers. Oh yeah, that girl. So anyway, so she ended up just sitting there next to me, watching me do this, and eventually falling asleep. And then these are the Tim Holtz Ideology. They're called label letters, and I have them in black. I also have something similar to that by Teresa Collins that are in white. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am almost done with the first pack completely. It's going to be up to the point where I'm going to have to throw it away soon. And I only have the 2 packs. I'm so glad I bought 2, and so I need to just go ahead and buy 2 more. If they become discontinued, I'm going to be in so much trouble because I use them a lot. All right, and I'm not using my T-square ruler this time. I'm using centering ruler, and it really didn't matter, you know, which ruler I used, just as long as they were straight. And then for the trees, I had also, those are from the chipboard, from Snow and Cocoa, and they were way too thick, so I also did a little surgery and took some thickness away from those two. I don't want my traveler's notebooks to be too thick. I mean, it's already too late. I do have quite a bit of thickness in it. All right, so now here I go on the opposite page. And at first I liked that green, and then I turned it over and I saw all of this. I'm like, ooh, wait a second, I really like this. So I decided to use the multicolored side, and it also covers up, I don't know if you saw, you know, on that scrap piece of paper that I used, it came from one of the that I got at Michael's, and it has the little hole that it hangs from, and I needed that, you know, little bit of extra length to, you know, to make sure I had enough papers. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but easy enough. I covered it up with this long strip and I was good. All right, and then there you can really see that ombre watercolor paper. I will eventually show how to do this. It was super easy. It is a wash. Like I said, it was Festive Berries by Distressed Inks. You can do whatever color you want. I also did one kind of similar in a rainbow, but they're very pastel. And by using the Distressed Inks, they're not near as dark and intense as like my watercolors. So it really does help. The pink, I think, goes very well with the Snow and Cocoa. All right, there's the design change. Did you see that? I found that the house over by the photo was just a little too much. So when I moved the house over to the other side where the title is, I liked it so much better. So now I'm trying to rearrange everything. The So Much Fun, that is an acrylic. Yeah, is that what they, no, it's not acrylic, it's, oh my goodness. Oh, I can't think what it's called, but I end up using my little stapler to attach it. And then after I attached it, I realized it still had the film on it, and it was starting to come up, and I end up taking it off, and you'll see it here in a second. So I went to go put my photo down. I'm like, oh, wait a second. I want to go ahead and put the watercolor paper down. And look, see, I'm even using, you know, kind of reusing the watercolor paper. I made this ugly tree. Oh, it's so ugly. And so I just saved it for scrap, and I ended up just, you know, trying out this ombre look, and I was just so impressed of how beautiful it turned out. And of course the colors just went so well with the Snow and Cocoa. It is really easy. Anyone can do it. And of course having watercolor paper does make it easier. It doesn't have any additional gesso. I think watercolor paper, I'm thinking it has some sort of protectant on it, maybe some sort of gesso. You know, I could be wrong, but it takes the color so well. So instead of sequins, I decided to do these ginormous snowflakes, and these snowflakes I got last year. They were 3D glitter stickers that I got from, I believe that I got, oh yeah, I got them from Target last year in the dollar spot, and they were $1. And I probably got 20 to 30 of these snowflakes in this teal color and then the white with glitter. I still wanted to put something up there by the black heart, and I found on my sticker sheet the word joy in little yellow circles, and I need a little yellow to go on the opposite page. At least I felt I did. So it was this itty bitty little rectangle that had just a tiny bit of yellow, and I ended up putting it under the watercolor paper. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the joy next to the heart, and it's getting close to the end here. So I have some still shots at the end. If you enjoyed this, if you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. All right guys, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.